Welcome back. End of the last video, we left off with finishing our ammunition pickup for the assault rifle, and I left it up to you, the viewer, to make the other 4 ammunition packs. Just in case you didn't get around to it, I'll show you a method that you could also use in future. Use caution, duplication does have some downsides. So if we hover over ammo assault rifle and right click, and we were to duplicate this, let's rename it to pistol. Opening up the pistol ammunition, go over to the viewport, select the static mesh, and get pistol B underscore pickup. Compile and save that. Back over to the event graph. All you'd need to do here is change this script here, because this is the only script that's particular to the assault rifle. And this spot here, where the assault rifle is being asked for, we will just go weapon underscore pistol. So we're still casting, we're still checking what weapon we're holding, but this time we're checking for the pistol. If so, all of these values are pulled from the weapon, so they'll be the same for the pistol. And then we would just need to grab pistol clip capacity, pistol ammo actual, and pistol ammo capacity, and plug them in like so. And then once you've plugged them in like that, hit hide unconnected pins, click on this member here and select pistol ammo actual and deselect assault rifle ammo actual. Plug the return value of the clamp into there and you're good to go. Your pistol pickup should work. Also change the sound effect, typing in pistol ammo and selecting the Q will give you the sound effect and the rest should be good to go. Compile and save that. Let's do a little test. And then for those of you who are here for the overshield, stick around because we're about to get into that. So now I'm going to walk over to the pistol ammo. And that's going to play the pistol ammo sound effect. And if I was to press Q and switch my weapon, I would end up with 260. And it was previously 240. So that's how you can do that if you haven't already done it. Let's get into the overshield. There are 3 components to this overshield that we need to do. The first is going to be over in our B underscore hero. Now this overshield, big surprise, is going to work very similarly to the one in Halo. Who would have thought? So we're going to create a calculate overshield the same way we created calculate health here, which means we're going to need to make that edit over in B underscore base character and create our function there and then use that function over here because I'm assuming that enemies will be able to use the overshield. And then we're going to create an overshield pickup the same way we did a health pickup. But if this video runs a little too long, we might put that in the next one. So let's start with B underscore base character. We can close ammo pistol. And here is our calculate health script. We have a health bar now, so we don't need to worry too much about these print strings. We could rip them out and would be all good. Just remember to reconnect your executables. So that will be your calculate health. So compiling and saving that, let's go over to functions here, hit the plus sign, and we're going to call this calculate overshield. And that calculate overshield is also going to need a delta input. So we'll click on inputs, we'll make it a float, and we'll call that float a delta. Next up, we need an overshield variable to actually work with. Because we're assuming that enemies can also have an overshield, let's make that variable inside of our base character. Click on the variable sign. We're going to call this overshield actual. And then we'll hit another plus and call this overshield max. This is more applicable for if you are making this in the form of an RPG or anything where you were able to upgrade your skills. Otherwise, if you had a fixed value for your overshield and no one can get any more than that, you wouldn't need that. The same goes for health max as well. So now with our new overshield value, let's drag that in and hold control to get an overshield getter. And the first thing we want to do is subtract delta from our overshield, like so. That will be our new overshield actual. Next up, just like the health, we're going to check if this is equal or below to 0. If we have an overshield value that is lower than 0, then what we need to do is add that value over to our health. So grab overshield actual and health actual. If our overshield isn't below 0, we don't need to do anything, but if it is, we need to set health to the new overshield value. This also ensures that if you were hit with enough damage to destroy your overshield and your health, that you would be killed. And then, just to set our overshield to its normal value again, let's go and grab our overshield actual and set that to 0. Just like so. And one last variable we're going to need for this, hit the plus sign, type in overshield on, and make this a boolean. We'll drag that between our health max and our overshield actual, just so we have a section for health and a section for overshield. So we need to set this overshield to off. You might be asking where we're going to set it on. That's going to be in the pickup. Now, one last step, we also need to pop back over to our calculate health and copy this right here. Lesser or equal to with a branch and is dead, because if our health is below 0, we need to check for that as well, seeing as this is going to be replacing calculate health if the overshield is active, and we need to check that for health actual. And then finally, grab a return node. And that's our overshield ready to go on this side. Compile and save that. Let's pop over to the test map and select be a hero if you haven't already got it open. If you do, just pop over to that. Before we do anything else in our effect health, we need to grab that overshield on variable. We're going to need to check for that before we calculate overshield or calculate health. That'll be the deciding factor. Come down here to the function, don't select the event, we want the calculate overshield function. Now, because I would consider health the primary script, I'm also going to put a not node here. If the norm is to happen, that is, we take damage just directly to our health, then it's on the true axis. And then if the opposite happens, then we'll go straight to calculate overshield. And then to clean up this delta, let's just grab a rewritable and throw that in there. Compile and save that. Let's pop over to the resources folder. And here we're going to right click on base resource and create a child blueprint class, because the overshield is going to be a resource. It's going to be a one-time pickup. Open that up. Attach the tab to the top. So we still have that cube from our base resource. So everything on this side is fine. Let's go to the event graph. We'll keep the parent begin play because that probably has a casting. It was a while ago when we did the health pack. Let's go and double check just to be safe though. Resource base is indeed doing our casting, so we don't have to do it every single time. So another thing I wish I had thought of while we were doing the health pack is the fact that all of these resources are going to share the same script along the lines of enabling input. So if we go over to our health pack resource, we can see here that we are enabling input and disabling input, and this will be the same for all of that script. So let's actually grab this script here and copy that over and we're going to open up resource base again and paste it here, because we don't need to repeat that script over and over again. We can say it once in the parent and be done with it. Do the same thing here for end overlap. Copy that. And when we do some more UI elements in the future, when we actually say, player, you can pick this up, and we do that all classy like with our fancy fonts, then we can just do it here instead of having to do it for each individual pack. And then let's boot the script here from health pack. So the only thing in health pack should be this right here, the action reload.